Hello, all you lovely computer scientists. So, 2 days ago, we demonstrated how .count works for string manipulation, and it will return however many times your input exists inside said string. Today we're showing off for lists. It works differently than strings, which is why I'm giving it its own separate video, because they work differently enough that I feel like I have to separate them. But it is possible I'll just combine them in the future into a little bit more concise and detailed thing. It works differently because it checks for individual items, not just for your individual input. In Python, you might have a list and you want to check how many times a certain item appears in the list. You can use .count like we demonstrated 2 days ago. So, add our .count. Make our list. Right, got our list. Hello world. Now, you cannot check for individual values inside, such as L. We get 0. Why? Because L is not an individual item. For strings, count works for characters. It just checks character by character by character, or whatever value you input. But for lists, it checks items, item by item by item. If it matches perfectly to your input. If I have double L, turn 0. It's got to match perfectly. You don't need to define define the list just for the .count. You can have a variable list. Let's do same list. Forgot to demonstrate it was just a hello, so that's what we demonstrated with this list. Hello, and it returns 1 because we've got 1 hello in there. We put a second hello, 2. We put a third hello, 3. You cannot do for individual items in a big list, but you can. But this works for 2D arrays too. Just an extra for loop. These for loops. 2 ways to do the for loops too. You can do the len function. And then you can just, or you could just use this, which is extremely similar, except you don't need to index. And it does actually prove very useful for our demonstration, as we can actually show that it does work for list indexing. Right, make sure to add the print statements for the final count. Now let's see. Let's do final count plus equals lists I dot count. We'll count L for this demonstration, and we should get 7 for the first return and 8 for the second return. That's a 1. It's not an L. I forgot something somewhere. I've got the in. Oopsie daisy. Happens. 3 for the checking for how many hellos. 7 for the total L's. And then 8 for the total L's plus 1. As you can see, they both work. It is simple as that. There is a few small nuances with 2D arrays, like you need an extra for loop, nested, but nothing worth properly showing off. It's quite simple with 2D arrays extra. Thank you. Thank you all very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please comment especially because I like learning how you learn, and it helps me make better videos which are more educational and more concise.